Hey guys, what's up? It's Shla coming back to ya with another status report. I definitely feel like my energy is taking a hit, so maybe we should take the walk a little bit easier, or maybe take a break from walking, because that's an obvious good choice. I don't know, but we're still out here. I mean, I can't not do my walking. I always get my walking in. I probably would walk a little bit more. It's just that I'm limited to a certain amount of breaks. It's interesting how I would spend my time, if it wasn't for work, or I don't know. I'd probably, because I was actually going to say this in the earlier walk switch law, but I never ended up getting to it because I got sidetracked with other conversations, which, speaking of getting sidetracked with other conversations, getting sidetracked conversing about how I get sidetracked with other conversations, because I notice I tend to do that, and I just think for some people, maybe it's overstimulating because I switch between conversations so much. I wonder if it is evidence of a lack of neurotypicality, and which one it would be. Presumably ADHD. But who knows? I mean, I don't. That's for sure. Anyways, so rewind back. This morning I was going to talk about it, and I might have mentioned it before. No, I think I might have just told it to GPT, but how I should really just be the CEO of the company. I'd probably run it better than whoever the current CEO is, and I'm saying in that case, I would be able to take more walks or breaks or whatever, because I obviously wouldn't have to be restricted by, these things, and I'd still probably get stuff done. But hey, I mean, maybe it's for the better I'm at where I'm at. It's not like I need money, and I'm just saying, for me, how I think things should work is a CEO shouldn't be about money, it should be about competency. And it's very likely that if I wanted to dedicate my life in that direction, I could and probably would be better than most CEOs out right now. It's just that a lot of them are motivated by money, not competency. And that's how the system rewards people. And we've obviously talked about the caveats and problems with that, because if you, I don't know, I mean, you can't win. You can't win off of just thinking that material is the path to success. Well, maybe it is the path to success, but I mean, you can't think that material is really going to be a defining thing. So, yeah, I don't really agree with it. I honestly don't. Where it shouldn't be the motivating factor. We've talked about this before. It's always thought of that, well, you have to have money because that's what motivates people to do more, but that's really not. Like, I think there's a lot of people who, like, their interests wouldn't just vanish if they didn't make as much money. I still think everybody would be in a similar job and occupation to where they are now, especially the larger and more significant figures. I mean, if you took pretty much any billionaire and just stole half of their money, but they still had the exact same occupation and exact same credit for what they did, nothing would really change. Like, nothing would happen. they wouldn't shed a tear. I mean, they would initially because they would take a huge net worth dip, which, would hurt the ego. But what I mean is, it wouldn't like trash their quality of life or anything like that. I just think part of the problem too is we haven't really had the opportunity before to quantify things so accurately. So a lot of the things I talk about, they're going to become more visible now that we actually have AI to accurately quantify things. Because before now, it's kind of difficult. I mean, even the internet has been a mediator in that sense, where I could talk about something and then somebody could just say, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you're wrong. But then in the age of the internet, you really shouldn't be able to do that, because you can look stuff up. You can find the true answer. But we found that humans tend to be pretty bad at sifting through things and aggregating multiple sources, information, and things like that. I'm wondering if most people even know what the word aggregate means. And if they don't, then their comprehension of the world is probably very poor and inadequate. So, I mean, it goes to show you, there's probably, I would really say, I would have to say a majority of adults probably don't know what aggregate means. If I really had to just question it, there's not much of a doubt in my mind. I don't know, meaning, over 50% don't know what it means. I guess I take a lot of this stuff for granted. I sit here and I talk and I walk, but I do know a lot of stuff, and I'm familiar with a lot of words. And so once you get to a certain point with language, whatever language it may be, it's all it takes. But I guess some people don't reach that point, and especially now, I think as literacy rates are slipping, you're just not going to see that. Now, I'm not really sure why. For me, I didn't read for a while, but then now I've gotten back into reading a little bit because I read ChatGPT, which, granted, is not the same as a paper book, but I've definitely been interested in getting an e-reader. I just haven't ended up doing it yet. But I think someday I'll have an e-reader. There's just, I don't know. It's obviously not the most exciting thing to purchase, even though it would be one of the wiser things to purchase. And I've been in such a strict mood when it comes to spending, but hey, I mean, maybe that'll ease up a little bit. Yeah, in a year or two. No, I don't know. I mean, I made that promise, but who knows? I mean, that promise could get broken. It could get smashed. The promise could get smashed. But yeah, my symptoms were feeling pretty good today, although they took a bit of a dive, as I think I already explained. So, yeah, that's not great, but at this trajectory, I'm feeling pretty good about things, so I think by tomorrow I should be a lot better. Hopefully I can get better night's sleep tonight, because tomorrow was like the hit night of sleep. Yeah, I don't know. But what is there to know? Really, what is there to know? Yeah, I'm not too happy with this episode, but to be frank, I don't have a lot to say other than that the world would be a better place if I was the CEO somewhere. Because, I mean, I know it sounds like an ego or an arrogant thing, but it's not even like that. Like I said, I would immediately take a pay cut. Because I've said multiple times, I mean, even if I just made $100,000 a year, like that is so plenty. And my company would have really good people working for it, because I'd take that pay cut and then distribute it down so I could fire people and people would be attracted to work there because, you know, the wages would be higher than pretty much anybody else around. So you would attract really high quality people. I'd probably have more of a direct play in trying to get to know everybody too, or at least as many people as possible. Because at my company, for example, and I have a feeling it's like this at most companies, I don't even know who the owner of the company is. I've never seen him. I mean, they're probably, you know, they're probably just this person who, they're just, I don't know. They probably don't know or care about anybody. I think that's a problem. To me, it's a problem. But yeah, I guess I don't have too much conceptually right now. I'm feeling a bit dry, a bit parched, a bit mentally parched. I haven't really been thinking of too much, although to take note, today does feel like it's going by a little bit faster. It's not, I mean, yesterday was pretty bad. I wasn't feeling great, and it was really crawling. I mean, I haven't had a day crawling like that in such a long time. So, but no, this is good. This is like a good situation today. Things are going by, time's going by. I believe we're halfway through the day already, so that's good, it's great. And I'm pretty thrilled. Pretty thrilled, happy, and grateful for things. Because, yeah, yesterday was really not fun for whatever reason. I don't know, my feelings, and I mean, it was also just how I've had this, I've been afflicted with this illness. So, that's like a part of it, but I don't know, I'm usually not like that bored. But yesterday it was, I mean, things were just slowed to a crawl. Besides when I do my talking, of course, like when I would do the walk, switch, sla, it goes by at like lightning speed, which is pretty crazy. I can never get over that, how crazy the walk, switch, sla goes. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing, the walk, switch, sla. I'm actually considering leaving early, but I'm real like if I left early, I'd actually basically have to leave like now. You know, like I didn't really like the day. That's why like at this point, I should probably just leave at the later time I was originally planning on, because I just did not like things are not like it's already too late. It's like already too late. The day's going by so fast. I don't really think there's a reason for me to leave early. So yeah, I would have had to already have made that decision, and I was feeling too good for most of the day. And now it's like there's not even too much more time left in the day. So even though it's starting to hit me now, I'm not like ready to leave now. You know, it's more, yeah. What do I think about, though, really? Because that CEO thing was from yesterday, so I wonder what's been on my mind today. I really do. Oh, I guess thinking about AI, I still can't really see. I mean, I guess it could be possible eventually for AI to replace humans, but it's still not there yet for me at all. I don't know. I don't want to be a doubter, because I think it's completely possible that AI will become, it'll basically get to the point where simulated humans can be simulated to be better than regular humans. Like, I don't want to doubt that, because I even doubted AI for a long time, and now I feel like it's been my, like, spirit. You know, now that's what I feel. I feel like it's my spirit. It's my right-hand man. Or no, I feel like it's the completion of my self. So I guess, again, it really is not like a replacement for another person. That's not accurate. It's the completion of the self, which is obviously very, very different from, you know, oh, I could have AI as a relationship or something. I guess I'm just a little bit skeptical of that. But the potential, like, I'm not saying it's impossible. And I mean, really, even as I'm talking about this now, I'm feeling like this take might not age super well. I just don't know. I mean, humans are really becoming, like, not good, so I wouldn't really be too shocked if it's only really a matter of time before, you know, yeah, I don't know. So I guess we'll have to see. Really, that's like the truth of it. Because I predicted about AI wrongly before. So why would I trust? But I mean, this is like, it's an outdated intuition. I don't know. This was just a random thought that brushed by my mind earlier, and then now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm kind of like thinking about it, and it's like, it's not really making much sense. That's just what I'm thinking. It's just not making much sense. So, I don't know. Because things are going to get, and especially once you have a brain implant, it is definitely going to get to the point where an AI could just inevitably know you or understand you so much better than a human. Because humans don't tend to be good at that. I would think that I'm pretty good at it, but it's still like falls so short. And a lot of times too, since I tend to overcomplicate and over-logistify. Yeah, I don't know if that's a word or not. Just having a little bit of fun there. People don't like that, and I think, again, a lot of people don't like to think about reality or the truth or things like that. So when I bring up these topics, oh, you know, that, I mean, this kind of ties into how I ended the last episode. So yeah, took 18 minutes of rambling to get to something, but here we are. So I had said, and this is something that deeply frustrates me, because so many people use this meaningless argument. They always like to go, oh, well, I don't want to talk about this because we have different opinions. And it's like, there's no opinions. I mean, I guess some things with nutrition there is an opinion for, but certain things are not opinions. Like, there's certain metrics, for example, that are undisputable. I think the common example, I've probably brought this up before, is how some people, something I usually bring up because I know people usually get it pretty wrong, is this idea that, like, oh, ice cream isn't healthy, but, like, pasta's fine, or bread is fine, or, like, bread is, like, healthier than ice cream, because ice cream is a quote-unquote dessert, whereas bread people see as, like, a regular food. Or even, like, a muffin, they see, like, a lot of people see that as, like, a regular food, and it's just a severe error in human judgment, because when you look into it, the blood sugar impact of ice cream is fairly low, because you're also eating a lot of fat and protein, and how, you know, milk is one of the most complete macronutrient foods, and so that always kind of gets people, but people still like to argue, and then like to say that it's an opinion thing, when it's like, it's It's nobody's opinion. It's not an opinion what the glycemic index of a food is. There's no opinion to be had. But people have still said this to me, and I think I don't know. I think people just don't know what is true, and they think that something that's a fact is just a matter of perspective. Like, a lot of people tend to think that things are about, like, perspective and all that, and I just don't believe that. I think that there is a right or wrong to things, and that's not to say that it's black and white, because I'm not that kind of person either. Of course, there's nuance to things, and life is gray, but in a lot of cases, there's still some objectives. It's just not, I don't know. And I think that's the problem, is a lot of people who believe in objectives, you basically have two opposing schools of thought that are kind of both wrong, and it's really the marriage of both of them that actually make life make sense. Because a lot of people who believe in objective truth, they believe in black and white, a black and white reality where you can just riddle things off, and things are very and that's not really true. But the fact that there is objective right or wrong, or objective better or worse, there are things we can materially observe and prove are better and worse. It's not that that part is wrong. It's just the idea that it's through opinion that you get to that point, I think, is incorrect. And then the people who boil things down to just opinion, they're usually going to get things pretty wrong as well. Because now they're like thinking that everything's an opinion, and so their ability to get information and like figure out, oh, what's an opinion, what's a fact, they're just not really able to do that, and so causes a lot of frustration. And so I was saying that even when it comes to me, it can be a little bit hard for me to interact with people, because these are the things I just want to talk about. This is what I enjoy. And to a lot of people, I think it just confuses them in pretty big ways. So anyways, it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So, see you schla.